to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So Around Town Radio Show is where I go for the latest planned info. So Around Town Radio Show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show.
Good evening, Ed. Thank you so much.
Town Radio.
Hi, Joshua Baker, David Linda on the YouTube channel. Thank you. Hey, we're bringing you our weekend update. It's coming up right after Sweet Sister Mercy sings you a little tune here.
It's the weekend review. It's a Bible coming for you. We're speaking with the fans. Sometimes they don't
Oh,
show
yeah.
well, whatever plan. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell. With all around you, no plan to do it well.
All right, let's get this thing started on a Monday. What a great weekend we had. Hope you had a great weekend of live local music as well. And frankly, yesterday with the Super Bowl and all that, I forgot to post the post about who'd you see over the weekend. So if you saw somebody play you loved over the weekend, you can drop it in the comments. We'll pop it up there and mention it for sure. And also mention the venues. Venues are important. They really are. So welcome to the program on a Monday. You're watching All Around Town Radio, your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more. And we are live in the studio here in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. Bill says this will be a good one. It should. Hopefully I'll do it justice. Hi, Brian. Thank you. From White Knuckle Weekend in the house. Kenny Patterson from Patterson Sound Production in the house. Thanks for being here, Kenny. Going to talk about them a little bit as well today. Got a chance to work with those guys over the weekend. What pros. Absolute pros. So good. Steve Stein in the house. How are you, buddy? Good to have you with us. How's everybody on this Monday? It's not bad weather. We're doing all right out there. Looks like we're going to get a little winter weather this week, of course. I've got a busy week, so traveling and the attendance will be dicey on some of these events. We'll see. 2 and the 22 at Nikki's Tavern. I don't know that band, but thank you. Appreciate it, Kara. You spend a lot of time at Nikki's Tavern. It must be a great place. Must be. So let me get started. First and foremost, going to give you our lineup for the week here. We've got, of course, the weekend update today. Tomorrow, Hot Topic Tuesday with your hostess with the mostest, Karis, and myself. Wednesday with the band at noon, we'll be throwing a touchdown pass with Ken Anderson, former Bengals quarterback, will be with me Wednesday at noon talking about Rockin' with Ken Anderson this weekend going on at Lori's Roadhouse on Sunday. I'll be the MC for that event and looking forward to having Kenny on the show and chatting it up about his charity and what the whole thing goes to. So looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And then Thursday, our Who's Playing Out segment brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro, where we bring you the best local musicians and venues and who's playing where all week long. That's my commercial. All right, let's see who else is out there. David Linda, he said he got to see Rapid Fire and Aces High at the Blue Note. He says, rarely jealous, crazy good. They are crazy good. Both bands are phenomenal. They really are. Yes. And Gina saw After the Party Friday night at the Bell and the Bear. I heard that was a good show from everybody. Hi, Shane. Thanks for dropping in. Steve Stein got to see, let's see, that one party band, Light, at Mo Harrigan's Tavern. Also the Contenders at Cats. I wish I could have gone to the Contenders show too, but you can't be everywhere. You can't. Hi, Del McFarland. He played at the Bell on Saturday. Heard that show went well. The Twisted Fate show. Always good rockin' music. So let me get started, though. I'll tell you about our weekend here, and we'll give a little report on some of that. If you've watched our page today, you've seen some of the photos we posted, and we posted some of our own and some of Mr. Ed Sawicki's, who's on here. Ed's are the good ones. And yes, Joshua Baker said, "Thank you. Hope you had a great time." To somebody, I don't know. Are you saying that? Who are you saying that to, Joshua? I don't know. I'm confused. The comments are so late on here. It takes a while for them to pop in. So let me get started. Let's talk about, first and foremost, Friday night. If you remember a band in the area, it's been around a while, called the Steve Falieros Project. He has kind of morphed into a new band now. He's added a fourth player, and it is known as Five Stone. Got a chance to hear their debut at the Miamisburg Moose. And let me tell you, great crowd. Friday nights at the Moose are steak night, so they have the big steak fry, as it's called, and you get a big dinner and all that for a nice affordable price. And it was full, and people were sitting back in their chairs with their bellies full of steak, listening to this superb band playing mostly classic rock from the 70s, but they sprinkled in some other stuff as well throughout the night. And we're going to give you their set list here in a minute so you get a chance to hear what they play. I always like for people to hear about new bands so they can pick and choose if they want to go based on what they're playing. Hi, Sean Cooper from Milano's. Thank you for being here. Jamie from 1330's had a great night at the Knotty Pine Sportsman's Club Saturday night. Pretty decent turnout for a last-minute gig. How about that? Love 1330. I do. Shane got to see Retribution at the Phone Booth Lounge Friday and White Knuckle Weekend at Dayton 73 Moose on Saturday. Yes. And yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I know what that was about. Yeah, Joshua was talking about people saying, Gina saying she got to see after the party. And Gina said, they rocked it out. How about that? Now I got it, Josh. It takes me a minute. I'm a little slow, okay? Old and slow. Just understand that. That's how it works. So Steve Falieros leading this band. And you know what? I did not copy something he sent me today. I asked him to give me just a second to bring it up here because I want to mention the guys in the band. That is obviously Steve Falieros on guitar and vocals. A new guy to the band, Spencer Anthony. And let me talk about... Steve said he had to switch over to YouTube. Oh, is Facebook acting up again? Probably is. Judging by the numbers, it probably is. Let's see if I can even get... Yeah, I'm trying to get some crap up on the iPad here on the Facebook and see how it works, but you never know. Boy, it's jacked up. Yes, it is. Okay. So Steve Falieros on guitar and vocals. New guy, Spencer Anthony, on guitar and vocals. I'll talk about him a little more in a minute, but he's a force, and he's a young dude too, playing all these songs from the 70s. So that was kind of cool to be a part of. Tom Winter playing bass and Brian Umanik on drums, and I got to talk to Brian, and we found out we had a little bit of a past too that we really didn't understand until the other night. we had crossed paths many years ago together, so that was cool as well. So, and there's Brian now. Thank you so much. It was great seeing you too. I appreciate you, man. And you guys played killer sets. Jamie, thank you, man. I appreciate you for being here and checking in with us. Guys, follow these bands we talk about, like 1330 and the new band, Five Stone, here that I'm talking about. You definitely need to go follow them. They need some more Facebook viewers. So it's a new page, so grab onto it. Hit that like button today if you can, and give them a little support there because they're a great band. And let me talk about their set list for a minute. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it today? Take Me to the River. Mary Jane, Last Dance. I Need to Know. Dead Flowers. Nationwide. Just What I Needed. Lonely Boy. Come Together. American Girl, and then Spencer slayed it on Purple Rain. They did Purple Rain, a great version of it, a great arrangement, and killer guitar work by Spencer on Purple Rain. And if you know Steve, you know how good Steve is on guitar and vocals. He's a fantastic performer as well. And well, the whole band's well-rounded. They really are. Fly Away was in there. Surrender. I Want You to Want Me. Sweet Home Alabama. The Boys Are Back in Town. Love some Thin Lizzy. Saturday Nights. Benny and the Jets. Sweet Emotion. Listen to Her Heart. That's just half of it. Roger, it was great working with you too. I'm going to mention you guys here in just a few minutes, but thank you so much. It was wonderful to be and share the stage with you for a minute. Hi, Carla. How are you? Thank you. So let's talk about the rest of the set list. Honky Tonk Woman, Jealous Again, Can't Get Enough, Show Me the Way, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, You're All That I've Got Tonight, Suspicious Minds thrown in there, Get Back, Jailbreak, Walk This Way, One Way Out, It's Only Love, Sharp Dress Man, First Time, feels like the first time, I'm sure. No More Mr. Nice Guy, Sympathy for the Devil, and Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Listen to that set list of great 70s and 80s music there for you. How about that? Hi, Emily. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. And Dirk Turner from Crying Out Loud. Good to have you in the house. Hope you're doing well, Dirk, my friend. So, formerly known as the Steve Folieros Project, now, I hope I say that right. I sometimes screw it up. But now called Five Stone. And if you're a venue watching this after we're live here or whatever, book these guys because they are good and they will make your crowd happy. The crowd was on their feet all night dancing in front of them. The sound was perfect. Really, really good show at the Miamisburg Moose. And I know our friend Jim Snow, who does the Snow Report, he stopped in later after the UD basketball game, and he wrote a nice little write-up on him on his page as well. So I'm glad to see they're getting a little recognition. And really good dudes, too. Steve sent me that list of who played in the band today and couldn't have been any nicer sending me thank yous for being there, and I appreciate him. And Brian, it was so great to talk to you as well and meet Spencer, the new guy. And that was cool. So that was our Friday night with those guys. Please follow their page, 5 Stone, STONE, and find it. I think they have 200 and some followers at this point. They need to have 1,000 today. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hi, Sheldon. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. And let's chat. First of all, before I move on to Saturday, let's chat about the Miamisburg Moose. That's where I do my trivia thing now on Tuesday nights. This club does so much, and it's 15 cents a day to be a member there. I mean, that's what it costs if you obviously pay for a year, but it costs 15 cents a day to be a member. The food and beverage prices are unreal good. The other side of it is Monday night they have Beano, I'm sorry, it's called. Tuesday, it's like bingo. Tuesday night is trivia with yours truly. Wednesday night, Opinionation, which is like Family Feud. Thursday night, karaoke. And Friday and Saturday night, live local music. So some of you out there I know have played the Moose circuit. There's a lot of them in the area. Once you get a membership, you can go to any of them. So really cool. Really cool. Carla says, wow, talk about a set list. You're right. Great set list. And Carl Bray said he graduated with Steve. There you go. Great singer and guitar player then. He's a rock star, man. And when he was with Staggered Lee, he was jamming and so good. Steve Folieros is just a great guy. And glad to know him and glad to enjoy his music on Friday night along with the rest of the band. So thank you to 5 Stone. I'll be back to see them again because that set list is right in my wheelhouse as well. So love it so much. All right, I got a lot to talk about Saturday. Let me get to Saturday here. Rick says, love the Moose. Yeah, those are great places. The clubs are fun. People enjoy it. They have a little good time there. They really do. And there's always dancers at those places like the VFWs, the Moose, the Eagles. There's always people up dancing. It's so much fun. Really, truly a good time. So let me move on to Saturday. Y'all know what we did Saturday. If you don't, I'm going to tell you. And if you saw somebody play over the weekend, guys, please drop us a comment out there. I'm trying to get this crap to work here in the studio. Facebook's giving me some fits today, but what's new in that world? The Book of Face. Did it freeze up on people? I hope not. It's frozen on mine. I don't know. Who the hell knows? It's not frozen now. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting the comments. So if you're out there, please say hi, guys. Let us know who you are, and we'll get it together sometime. John, thank you so much. It was great to see you. I didn't get a chance to talk to you a whole lot. I was running like a crazy man between the two stages, but good stuff. Ray says Ace is high, crushed the Blue Note. I'm sure they did, along with Rapid Fire. Yeah, Book Face. The Book of Face. It's fun. Roger, great to see you as well. And Carla says it's not frozen there. Good. I'm glad. Well, let me talk about Saturday. I had the distinct honor and pleasure of being tapped to be the MC for the Winter Blues Experience 6. Now, I can't begin to say enough about what an epic night it was. The music from the first note to the last final headliner note was superb all the way through. Absolutely stellar music. And, you know, it's a blues show. It is. But a lot of people in the blues community are kind of, they're toying around with, doing the blues, but yet injecting some rock into it. And it's got roots deep, like Rockabilly Days and all those things. So you'll find a whole variety of styles and stage presences at these events. Everybody that Peter, and I got to give Peter a huge shout out, Cherry. He's a wonderful guy who picked this lineup along with some help and advisors from some other folks. I think Ed Sawicki's in on that a little bit, but it was just spectacular. Everybody on the stage, from the locals to the nationals, all super. And I'm going to talk about each one of them here. So fasten your seatbelts. I got time to do that today. And Roger, so good to see you, man. And what's Sheldon say? Winter Blues Experience was awesome. Yeah, I mean, awesome people there, all like-minded people who love blues music. And the vibe in the place is just incredible. And man, I knew at 4:30 it was going to be a stellar crowd, because the doors were supposed to open at 4:30. By 4:15, people were coming in because of the rain outside and everything. They weren't letting them stand outside. They were bringing them in. And the place got full quick. When the first band kicked off, which was the Angela Combs band, it was full. I mean, the place was getting full. And by mid show, it was crazy. Now, the first act started at 5. Last act ended at 11:30. It's a long day. It's an even longer day. And let me say this for the production people. Kenny Patterson and his team, and Anthony, Mongo, and Kenny, and Anthony's son-in-law. I can't think of his name now. It just slipped my mind. Kenny, tell me who it is. And if you're out there. But those 4 guys, they got there at like 7 a.m. They set everything up, had the stages ready, sound checked, did everything, got every band on and off the stage. And we stayed on time too. That was the crazy part. With all these moving parts and 10 different acts, we stayed on time the whole time. And then it's over, and they've got probably a 2.5, 3 hour loadout. I don't know what time they got out of there, but Ed was there, obviously taking his pictures and so on. He said Kenny's team was amazing. What a great Jason. Thank you. I knew I'd forget his name when I got on here. I knew it earlier, but Anthony, Tony, and Jason in one room, and Kenny and Mongo in the other, running both lights and sound and moving all these bands on and off. And it was a well-oiled machine. And not to mention, Kenny said they got out of there at 2:30 a.m. My God, what a long day, man. Hats off to you, brother. And 17-hour day. Jeez. That's true dedication to your craft right there. And the sound was superb. I've done tons of festivals and events like this, and I've never had that easy a sound check just for my mic. I mean, I walked up there, they had the mic ready, grabbed it, did a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good. I mean, that was it. And many times we have to do a lot of tuning to get that right. So yeah, what an achievement, Carla says. It is. That's an achievement. And these guys, as Ed probably said it best, said warriors. They are, because that's what they are for this event. So let me get started. And, I do want to give those guys a shout out because without them, it wouldn't happen. Manor House as well. Great hosts. Their staff is fantastic. Their bartenders work fast and efficiently. The two rooms, the ballrooms are beautiful. And they've got fireplaces going in there. If you get chilly, you can go over and sit next to the fireplace. I mean, it's just a beautiful facility. And the atrium in between where they have their food court kind of was also the merch area this year, which worked out really well because that's the path everybody takes to go between the ballrooms. And the shows are staggered if you weren't there. And the shows start at 15-minute increments like around each other. So you can go catch both bands if you want that are playing kind of at the same time, which is really, really cool. Stuart says hats off to the fellow roadies. And yes, good. And Gina giving love. I mean, Gina's one of the performers, and she knew how easy it was, too. It was just seamless. And they walk on stage and do a quick little sound check, and you're done. And these guys have it going on. So that's why we stayed on time, too. Didn't have a whole lot of issues with anybody or anything. I don't even remember anybody having a bad cable or anything, which is kind of unusual at an event like this. So really great job by a production team. Manor House, again, like I said, beautiful facility, lots of parking, probably not enough for this event, but lots of parking, and just nice people running that place. Peter sets it up nice. There's a green room for the artist, and there's, of course, the merch area for them. And Roger says, glad they staggered the shows. You're exactly right. Bob says Angela Combs band, killer band. Angela's voice and Johnny and Gina smoked it. They did. And we're going to talk about each one. Let me get into it right here. Angela Combs band out of Cincinnati. If you don't know her, formed a band with fantastic musicians, the people playing with her. Our friend Rob Olson playing guitar. He is smooth with a V, baby. He is so good. And Angela's voice is one of the best in the region. I put her right up there in the top tier of vocalist locally. And Angela, she's unique too. She plays the keyboard. She plays the guitar. She stands up and sings. You know, she moves around on the stage. Really, really cool performer. And when she gets together with Gina, I'll give you a little hint. Go see the Crimson Sisters, by the way. Just that's my shameless plug for them. Gina and Angela will blow your roof off of any venue you have them at. So keep that in mind if you're a venue owner. John, what you got to say? He says, major kudos, Peter, and all those who helped put on this event. Yes, it was a stellar event. I was so blessed to be a part of this and be there to see all this. And Bill says this could become a nationally recognized blues event. I think it is. I mean, I really do. I think it's well talked about in the blues community across the country, especially with the national acts he brings in. And if you caught our show last week, Peter had the headliner folks on with me. He had Matthias Latine, as I learned to say his name, and Vanessa Collier with us. They were the headliners that night, and they really killed it on the show too. They were really good. Megan Miller says Miss Jackie rules. She got to see Miss Jackie. We love Miss Jackie as well. And thank you, Carlo. What's this here? Roger says Peter told me since they rearranged the rooms, they were able to get at least 100 more seats. Yeah, I love the new arrangement of the seating and the stages too at the end of the room like that. I think it worked out really well and was so cool. So good things going on. And let me talk a little more about Angela Combs here. I mean, her set was 45 minutes, I think. Blew us away, opened the show. What a great way to open the show is Angela Combs and her band, solid band, and just so good. Seamless transitions between songs and kept the music going. Crowd was into it right from the gate. When the gates opened, I mean, the crowd was pumped up. So thank you, Angela. Thank you, my friend Rob, who I dearly love, one of the nicest guys in the music industry. And Rob Olson, if you don't know him, get to know him. He's a good dude. And hi, Jimmy Kilroy. Thank you. Thanks for being here. If you're out there, guys, and you were at the Blues Experience, make a comment. If you weren't, listen closely because we got some good things to talk about. Hi, Shane DeMoss. Next up was in the other stage. And now here's what my job was kind of fun because I had to look at the timing because like Angela played from 5 to 5:45. And then we had a 5:15 to 6:15. So I got to be there to put them on the stage and announce them and take them off the stage. So I got my steps in. I'll say that. Ed worked hard, taking pictures, running back and forth. It's a job, definitely, and wonderful time there. But it is a big working event, and for everybody involved. Bob said sound and venue was perfect, amazing place, and it was. It's just so good. Tony Holiday opened up next on the in the big ballroom, as they call it, the Manor Ballroom. Tony Holiday was relocated to us from Salt Lake City to Memphis in 2017. It says Tony had been the center of the soul and blues revival in Memphis, anchored by a contingent of young, savvy, well-schooled musicians with a family-like attitude and a strong belief in one another. And that was kind of his bio that I read when I brought him up on stage. So I'll kind of give you a feel for the vibe and all that as we go through it. But Tony Holiday, young guy. I mean, he's got tattoos and stuff. He doesn't fit the persona of the B.B. King blues guy. He's sitting on a stool and playing the guitar, man. He's all over the stage and kind of rocky blues, and his guitar player, simply amazing. Ed, what was the name of his guitar player, buddy? You'll know it if you can say it, because I don't have that. Do I have that on my sheets? Let me look. I might have it here. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Let me look. I hate to leave anybody out. Tony Holiday was also a Blues Music Award nominee. He had merch there. I don't think I have that. Oh, Jad. Was it Jad or Jack? Yeah, Jad, I guess. Talk about a cool guitar player. Cool guitar player. So good. Benny Hill says nothing like the blues. You're right. It's just good mood music. And even though it's bluesy and it's supposed to be about tragic things and sad things sometimes, it's feel-good music. It really is. And thank you for all the Jads. Thank you. Who just blew us away, by the way, is his cool style. And he was dressed, he reminded me of the Wanderers movie, the turtlenecks and all that stuff. But man, could this cat play. He was so good. So thank you, Tony Holiday, for coming to us all the way to us from Memphis. And then Meg Williams and Travis Boland Band. Wow. Nashville-based. A lot of people in Nashville now, even the blues community. Meg Williams and Travis Boland joined forces to deliver their in-demand blues show. They did. Meg had fantastic guitar solos. And this Travis guy, what a powerful voice. If Molly Hatchet sang the blues, that's the voice you got out of this guy, kind of. It was just strong and powerful. And he's got an album out now called Hooks and Blues. They call their little duo Hooks and Grooves. But they have deep blues roots, but they also throw some rocky stuff in there and get it. And Bob said the blues is feeling good about feeling bad. Muddy Waters. Thank you for that. That's a good quote. It is. So Meg Williams, little short girl, just blew it away. There's a picture of her on our page that Ed took, a really good photo of her. And you know, they came to us. Where were they from? Nashville, I believe, based, but I don't think that's where Travis started. I believe he was somewhere else. But, you know, Travis went out and he worked his merch table till the close of the show and sold vinyl albums. And he and I were talking about having the vinyl albums and how cool it was. He said it was so cool when he first got the stack of vinyl albums he had done. And he said, I put it on the turntable, and he said, there's just something that's just made the hair stand up on the back of his neck when his songs were on a vinyl album. And I think that's really cool. You could tell he had a love for it, as if everybody else did. So, and then we had, and let me see if I can say this right. Gosh, I'm going to probably screw it up, but it was Noe Sosha. And he corrected me on stage because I had it phonetically spelled out in my notes as Sochi, and he made sure it wasn't Sochi. Sosha, Noe Sosha, from New York City. Noe is the winner of the Jimi Hendrix at the Berklee College of Music Award. I mean, this guy went to Berklee. He's blind, legally blind, and created his own signature sound, man. And he had some amazing players with him, all Berklee graduates, Berkeley School of Music. I mean, that's where John Mayer went and didn't graduate from, and people like that. Yeah, Berkeley College of Music, and what a killer player he was, for sure. Ed says, Ed, I needed you on the show today. You should have just come on, man. You could have talked about this because you know all these players. Meg is from Rochester, New York, and Travis is from Indiana. Thank you. Carla says vinyl is the best. I love vinyl. Hi, Bob Flanagan. Thank you for being here. Gina got to meet him in Memphis. I'm glad. All right. Great people, too. Everybody that played, there wasn't an ego. Well, maybe one, but there wasn't an ego, really, in the entire building. So everybody was just cool. Noe was escorted out into the audience and played an amazing guitar solo out in the audience. And Melissa McKinney, who played later, helped him through the crowd and all that. And it was just a highlight of the night. Really a great moment there. And he plays harmonica, fiery guitar. His guitar player was a jazz virtuoso, but he was playing blues, and just an amazing bunch of people. And so Noe Sosha. And then in the other room, our friends locally, the Tempted Souls band. They've been together since 2004, and Tempted Souls, they're a very tight, good local band. If you haven't seen them, playing blues, R&B, and Memphis soul with a little hint of blues rock in there too as well. Lots of good stuff, and good folks. I think are we on here still? Some of my Tempted Souls folks. I'm trying to see, but if you're out there, say hi. Yes, for sure. And, it's good that Peter mixes the local acts in with the national acts, because you could easily just have a national blues festival come into town and all those things and have the lineup be all these people everybody recognizes if you follow blues music. But instead, Peter wants to showcase how good the Cincinnati talent is in the blues community as well. And Carla says, feeling a little FOMO. You missed it, Carla. I'm going to tell you, anybody that wasn't there, shame on you. Because it was a night of music, crazy night of music, and so good. So thank you to Tempted Souls. I got the chance to hear, I didn't get to hear a lot of each band because I was bouncing back and forth, but I did get to hear enough to know that they had the crowd captured, and the audience in the room they were in was just pumped up. And it's so smooth. Their sound is so smooth, and I like that. Then somebody I met last year at this event, Melissa McKinney. She's a beautiful soul. One of the nicest people I think I've ever met in my life. She's out of Asheville, North Carolina, where they recently had all the tragic flooding and everything. As a solo vocalist, she reached the International Blues Challenge Finals in 2024. Her full band was on the stage that night, and she describes her music as songs of pain and trauma every person experiences in their life. She sings the songs as a cry for hope and healing, and inspiration to others. And she is an inspiration. When I say that, she is just amazing, Melissa McKinney. And the coolest part was her daughter joined her on stage playing bass, and they sang harmonies together. Whew. The room, I mean, it was funny because they did an a cappella opening, and when they got an a cappella opening, I heard the crowd. I was sitting over side stage at the monitor board for a minute, and I heard all these wows. Oh my gosh. It was like the vocals were just so good. It was chilling. It was so good. And really, she is just a wonderful soul, and a nicer person off the stage than she is on. And I said at the end of her set, when I took him off the stage, I said she was she's got $1 million smile. She does. She smiles the entire time. Even if she's singing a sad song, she's smiling from ear to ear, and she loves being on stage. And yes, it was cool, Gina, that her daughter was playing bass. It was fantastic. So Melissa McKinney, I dearly love her. And if she's going to watch this after the fact, I'd be willing to bet. And Melissa, thank you. You are always such an inspiration and pleasure to be around. And what you did with Noe and everything. I mean, she's cool. Just cool. That's all I can say. And thank you, Steve Shoemaker. Some of you got to run. I know we're running a little long with this one, but I got a lot to talk about. So after Melissa McKinney, we had CFG and the Family one of our local favorites, based out of Hamilton, Ohio. They were the International Blues Challenge finalists in 2024 as well. Gosh, they killed it. They killed it. They did a great job. Casey was on his game vocally, unbelievably. And the rest of that band, I mean, Greg with that solid bass line, Pete with his hippie drumming back there. I love Pete. And Mason Johnson, always arguably one of the best guitarists in the region, just as a young guy, just so good. And they just flat killed it. And, they deliver what they call modern blues if you haven't seen them. And you ought to go see CFG and the Family. They're local. They'll be playing a lot around here. And check them out if you can, guys, because they're a wonderful, wonderful act and super nice guys as well. So, and supportive of other musicians. That's what I like also. They'll come out and see other music. And Carla says, love them. Yes, I love them as well, Carla. They're wonderful. So I got to kind of up the pace a little bit here, but I do want to talk about the Gina and Johnny band next. Got a chance to introduce them as well, and powerful combination of musicians. With Mike on the bass and Roger back there beating those skins and doing a great job of it. Johnny Fink on guitar and vocals, powerhouse, well known, and yes, CFG was your pump up, ready for your set. I'm telling you, yes, they were. They always get you going, Gina. And Gina McCann, another one of those people who I dearly adore because of how nice she is and so wonderful. And Johnny, I have not yet put the CD on, but I will probably tonight as I do some work. Thank you for that CD, and it'll be played on the show here too. If you don't have any problem with it, we'll play a cut or two off of it on the show if we can for folks in the next few weeks. As long as Warner Music or somebody doesn't shut me down, because that's usually what they do, because they think it's their melody or their something. But you know how that goes. But not to be negative. Let's get positive. Gina McCann, one of the nicest young ladies in music. I adore her, and I got the chance to get my little dig in. I do every time about her voice being like butter and cayenne pepper sprinkled on it. And the crowd really liked that, Gina, by the way. They enjoyed that analogy. And somebody came up to me after your set and said, man, you described that spot on. I was like, yes. And that's it. And everybody, you were just got done listening to it. John Wright said, there you go. So yeah, Johnny, I will definitely listen to that tonight. And thanks for being here. And the Gina and Johnny combo, they're out there. They're playing. Go see them if you haven't. Soulful voices. And Johnny's been a force in blues music for a long time in the region. And the partnership with Gina has just been a perfect combination and a wonderful thing. And, that's some of the magic sometimes that gets created out of the Bell and the Bear too, which is a wonderful music venue. And I know we pump their tires up a lot, but I love that venue. And that's some of the way connections happen and things happen. They do. And yes, Roger uses it every time you see him. I love it. Yeah, throw the spice in there. Little spice. Gina, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And, maybe once we get settled in and all these festivals are over for us, we can get you and Johnny and the band on one day, and we'll chat about this new album, because I think people would like to hear the backgrounds. I know I got a chance to watch your guys live the other day, and some of the stuff you said about it, I think would be good to share with everybody again. Definitely. So wonderful artists, Gina and Johnny band. And not to discount the other two guys in there either, because that's our friend Roger and Mike. They're just wonderful people. Then we had the two headliners. I'm going to hit that and we're out of here. Matthias Latine from Houston, Texas, 2023 winner of the International Blues Challenge for band and best guitarist. The Matthias Latine band was there. They were solid as hell. This guy, I got warned by the sound guys. They said he got up there and did his sound check early in the day, and they said, I thought it was a CD playing. It was such quality. The tone was so quality. His guitar playing skills are off the charts good, and so good, so damn good. So yeah, it's he was amazing, and he was a guy who he was on the show last week, but I talked to him when I first got there. And he's like, he was your best friend the rest of the night. I mean, I said, thanks for being on the show. And all night long, we had conversations in passing here and there. And he's working the room and he's up enjoying the rest of the musicians. And he's one of the headliners, so I think that's cool as well. He hasn't forgot his roots in the least little bit. So good. So good. And then and their bands, the people that travel with them are fantastic. But I want to dwell for a minute on Vanessa Collier. This young lady smoked the place, and she wasn't necessarily traditional blues. She was playing some funk. She was playing some R&B and soulful songs, and she had a slow tune that was just phenomenal. But my God, this girl played the saxophone like a champ. She blew everybody away. I mean, and she was really ill with a cold. She was under the weather, to say the least. You'd have never known it, really. I mean, she mentioned it on stage a couple times, but no reason that girl should ever apologize, because on her worst day, she's fantastic. Saxophonist, singer, songwriter, multi-blues music award winner. She was nominated for 3 more awards this year in the Blues Music Awards. And her band, her guitarist played like Carlos Santana. I can't describe that any better than that. He was fantastic as well. And the drummer looked like a linebacker from the Chiefs. He was massive. And the keyboard, I mean, it was so good. So damn good. But her playing the saxophones and just blew us away. And she had so much stage energy and presence, smiling the whole time. Another one who I talked to her off stage a lot, and super nice, humble. They're playing like 180 dates a year, 150 dates a year or something. So they're traveling a lot, and that can wear on the person, I mean, especially if you're not feeling good and you're in the next town and the next hotel and all that crap, riding in a Sprinter van all across the nation. It's interesting. And one of the bands talked about the night before they were in Washington, D.C. and came in that day, and got there and played. One of the headliners, I think. Edward said, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Must be talking about Matthias. And Kara loves Gina and Johnny. Thank you, Kara. And yes, thank you, Carla. I got to get out of here. I've been on here 45 minutes, guys. That's way too long. And I can tell by the numbers, you're all tired of me. So we're going to get out of here and go. But if you're watching us after we're live, please make a comment. I want to thank Peter for having me at the Winter Blues Experience 6. I want to thank Ed Sawicki for the pictures. He always captures the vibe so well. And we use those on our page today with his permission. Thank you, Ed. And always want to thank each and every one of you for following us and loving live local music, because that's what we're here for. I'll be back tomorrow live at 5 with my co-host with the most, Karis, and we'll be talking Hot Topic Tuesday topics. Join us for that. Until then, everybody, get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. Even on a Monday night, it'll work. Even on a Monday night. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Carla. We'll see you next time here at All Around Town Radio, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music